Alright, in this little video, we're going to do a compare and contrast video of a Keurig system like this versus one of our other coffee machines, which is a Ninja, like full system. I'm going to attempt to do this with one hand, so let's do this and get to this. If you're kind of deciding between two coffee systems, which one's the way to go for you? Well, it will depend, and let's talk about it. So, I'll keep this short and let's go to it. So, Keurig, this specific system has a ice chiller, or not ice, but chills water, so I turned it back on. There's a reservoir in the back that's going to chill your water, plus extra reservoir up front. It can do hot, cold, 6, 8, 12 ounces. It does a rinse but on its own at the end as well, so that is actually pretty cool to see that it does all of that in one shot. It's small and compact, really good. If you're familiar with the Keurig systems, they have pods that kind of look like so. And I'll pull this out real quick. Trying to do this with one hand, so I appreciate you sticking with me here. This is a decaf lemon. This is what my wife likes the Keurig better than I do. It's simple, compact. You have this in place. You can also use guides like this, where basically put your own coffee. If I was to use the Keurig system more routinely, this is what I would use. It would be one of these guys right here. Other than that, you put your cup underneath there, you do your coffee, and it'll go through and do it, and then at the end it'll rinse it, which is good that it rinses it, but it kind of sucks a little bit, because then if you forget about it, it'll just kind of fill up in here. You can see a little water build up in there. Luckily, this just pulls out, does that. You go change it, you're good, in good shape. One note, if you use something like this, there's a little more cleanup. Think of it almost like a coffee filter that you reuse, because it's kind of what you're doing. You basically open this up after you're done. There's going to be coffee grinds in there, still a little bit in there. You take that, put that in to like your, you kind of smash it against um, your trash can, rinse it out, and it's ready to go again. So there's a little extra step here. So now let's talk about the Ninja. There's there's a few different variations of this Ninja that do exist out there, but this guy has obviously a water reservoir. There's no pre-chilling, so to speak, so that's one disadvantage of it. Water reservoir, pretty straightforward. You open this up, you can take this or just dump water into it. So that's really nice. You do have a lot of options on here, similar to the Keurig, if not even more options. Where you have basically you have a traveler size, a multi-size, XL cup, half one of these, full one of these, or just a cup of coffee, and then you have kind of a classic roast, rich, or over ice. I'm an iced coffee kind of guy, so I usually go over ice, or a specialty if I just want something similar to like an espresso shot. Um, so I like that quite a bit. I also like the volume you can do in one shot if you drink a lot of coffee, not just a single serve coffee. I also use filters, so if I can just drop that over and then grab another filter and start grabbing more coffee. I also like the fact that it comes with a little scoop. This little scoop will tell you how much to put in per how much coffee you want to do. If it's specialty, if it's a half or full craft, if it's just a cup of coffee, it'll tell you that. The downside is you will get a little bit of like grounds occasionally if you're messy like me. So, and then if you're using just like half cups, things like that, I'm pulling this all the way. You can actually pull this down and just make a cup of coffee. So you can do a lot of what Keurig does without that. The downside is you're gonna have to get your own coffee, obviously not the Keurig cups, and you're gonna have to put in self-loaded up top there versus just putting the little Keurig thing in there or filling the kind of Keurig filter that will put your own grounds on there. So that's kind of your trade-offs. I still generally prefer this one for my use case. It will depend on what you're doing, obviously, right? If you're going to make single coffee, like just a cup of coffee, or and you want basically no hassle, just basically wham bam, thank you ma'am, get it done, I'd go this route. If you're going to drink more coffee like I am, I work from home. I like this. I can make more coffee. I can put my ice in it to what I like. I can also measure out my coffee better to kind of know how much caffeine I'm getting, which for me that works well for me. But for you, that might be a little different. So it really depends on your use case. I like this better. And in the household, my wife likes this better, which is why we got both of them. Um, so, like I said, it's going to kind of depend on what you want with your coffee machine and your coffee maker. Hopefully that was helpful, gives you kind of an idea what you're looking for. But that versus this guy over here. And so these are things I would want to know if I were looking at a coffee machine. So I appreciate you if you stuck around through almost a 5-minute video on Amazon. And yeah, hopefully it helps you make some decisions on which way to go or something completely different. Think about what your coffee needs are going to be and go from there. Cool. You have a great rest of your day.